Hello, 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 hello. How about our reading for the day? So, the videos are taking really long to upload. I hope that this gets out before the day is over. The overwhelming energy of today is trusting in ourselves, really getting in tune with who we are, and balancing that out, right? So we have, these energies of the hermit who he goes in his own cave to find his own truth, to sit with the lessons he's been learning and figure out what the teaching is within those lessons. And out of there comes this abundance, right? So our reading starts off with those two energies together, and then we have balance. Love this song. I love Michael Bublé so much. So we have Neptune and we have Venus working with us in this balance. This is how it presents. So we have Neptune, yin and yang balance, Venus. So Neptune as a teacher brings about things that you couldn't even imagine. Neptune is the planet of surprises. So it's like expecting the unexpected. And then we have Venus, which is love, self-love, and love for and with others. So what I would anticipate is some unexpected feelings, or it could be events developing that are it's not just about fulfilling. We have the Cancer energy that is overarching this, along with Gemini. So there's something here about learning how to speak our truth, authentic truth, right? In a way that is emotionally sound and grounded, and that is compassionate for others, but that also is self-serving, right? When something happens that might anger us, it's not just lashing out. It's finding that new ability to take a breath and take a step back for a second, and then to respond instead of reacting. It is, in a relationship, not being that one that is doing the all of it. It is having that ability to say, I also need help here. I don't want to feel like a lone ship. I want to have this partnership coming in. A lot of this energy is coming in from areas that are close to home. Our neighborhood, our work. Not as much our home, but if you're not highly involved in like your surrounding environment, your neighborhood, your home, or your work life, then it can certainly manifest in your home, because the energy will find you where your domain is, right? If your domain is mostly the home, if that is your work, then that is where it will manifest, even though that is your home, which is usually more second house. So we have these energies really developing in our areas that we consider to be more work related, and our outer bubble, where we cast our wider nets. And this, it's really kind of like this is all coming in. It's like we've had this struggle really to speak what it is that we needed, to feel comfortable, to know what it is that makes us feel happy, comfortable, like we're in a cohesive environment, like we are partnered, comforted, cared for, loved, all those Cancer-y kind of energies that you think of if you're familiar with astrology, you know, and there's been this like battle between what is my truth about my happiness, what are my needs. This has been a really, really prevalent energy lately in a lot of the readings that I've done. There's my truth and what I need that, that makes me happy. We think about those inner childlike things, those joys that we felt as a young child. And then that battle of what everybody else kind of thinks and expects of us, and kind of that like back and forth argument. So you may have even just kind of like sat there idly and not really done very much, but it's like there's an end to that energy now. Now we have this new power, this new strength coming in to really make decisions about what is right for ourselves, and still having compassion within that, right? We can't forget the Cancer energy that's there. We're speaking in a way that is, lovingly grounded. Feels like so one of these cards is release the dark wound and let love live, and my eye just keeps getting drawn back to it. It's like there is something that happened that put this hardness around us in some regard, especially in regards to whatever that event was. So if it was, in a relationship, we put our guard up a little bit more around there so we don't experience that again. If it's at work, our guard is up in whatever that regard was too. Whatever we got in trouble with, whatever the disgruntled issue was, this wounding was created somewhere, and it's like we became so hardened that we couldn't see past the end of our own nose, and there's no healing when we stay that guarded. And when we release that and allow healing to occur, our true essence, our true beingness comes out again. And maybe that's why we've had such a difficult time with communicating what our needs are. We haven't really given ourselves that opportunity to see and feel what our own needs are. Does that make sense? You stay so guarded in this position so you don't get hurt again, that you're not allowing the opportunity for something to come in that wouldn't hurt, right? So it feels like there is something that for some of you will wind up being said, that I think that in some cases this might be bigger than for others. There is some of us who experience this energy, and it could just be in the way that we communicate with our children. They do something, and instead of like flying off the cuff, we are able to communicate, more like, my kid's been obsessed with watching Mary Poppins lately. We're able to have a much more Mary Poppins standpoint about life, as opposed to, maybe their father, who's more rough and gruff and is all like, femininity sucks. Like, he like almost literally says that. So for some of us, it's just those kind of more minor things, or maybe your significant other throws the socks next to the hamper instead of in the hamper. And it's like, listen, I haven't said anything in a really long time, but I need to tell you, it bothers me that I have to pick up your socks from next to the hamper because they're right next to the hamper. Why not just toss them in there? And while you're at it, you can just bring the whole laundry basket into the washing room and in the laundry room and put it in the washing machine. And that would be a great help to me. So for some of us, it's that. And for others of us, it's bigger, right? And it's kind of this, it's like finally taking this opportunity coming up here to say the things that you've needed to say creates this disturbance where one of you is really like gushing out that this is how you feel and that you're upset and this is what you've been feeling. And it creates this argument within your home, right? And there's this upset or your workplace, wherever this may be. But it's your domain, wherever this place is that this is existing. What is difficult to see when we're inside of that moment, and as uncomfortable as it can feel to be in that discourse, is if you're coming from a place of speaking with loving compassion, where you know that what you're saying is true for you and that to not say it would be inauthentic to yourself, that you're doing yourself a disservice. Holding on to that, knowing that you deserve this, right? Everybody deserves to be happy and to have their needs met. It brings about your heart's wishes. It brings about that beginning bit of happiness for you. Whether that means that this situation ends or just that a shift is created from it. I mean, it's different from everybody, so I can't really say one way or the other. But that shift becomes possible. Whatever you're speaking out are, this is what my heart is desiring, this is what I'm needing. The possibility is being created for that fulfillment in your heart. There's new perspectives that are able to be seen. Whether that's by yourself when this situation for you ends, or if the other person is able to see your perspective that they maybe haven't been super open to before or aware of, then they're able to create those shifts where things are able to be more in alignment with what you have discerned is needed for you, right? We elevate to the King of Swords, who's very direct with what his needs are. He knows how to say, listen, this isn't working for me, or listen, I need help with this, or listen, this is what my thoughts are. I have this idea for our company and I really would like this to be heard. I think that it's very beneficial for us and here it is. Instead of just sitting back and thinking, God, I wish that I could say this, but I don't think it's going to be received well. Whatever. Again, situation is different for everybody. But if it takes that first step, right, of saying, I have something to say, whoever this is, I have something to say. That feels really good. I feel really resolved with this. I like ending my readings with saying that too, if you haven't noticed. All right, I'm going to leave it there. So trust yourself. Really trust in this Neptune. Expect the unexpected. Follow what's in your heart. Loving compassion and awareness. I am loving awareness. Ram Dass. I am loving awareness. And be true to yourself. At the end of the day, that's what really matters. Alrighty, I hope you have a fantastic middle of the week. Weekend's almost here. Rock it out. I'll see you all soon. Bye.